Hey, all you crazy cats, welcome to the Max Show. Massive Abundance Exposed, where we expose all the badass secrets of entrepreneurs all over the world. And my name is Chris Stafford, and I have the opportunity to interview John Sears today. John is RE Success TV. RE Success TV is super cool. I'm going to have it all in the show notes, but you got to check John out. John, along with two of his cohorts, hosts this show, which is so funny and it's so brilliant and really focuses on the real estate industry. A lot of it having to do with REOs, but mostly having to do with just how to really improve your business. So I'm really looking forward to interviewing John. So definitely check that out. But before we get to the interview, make sure you go to massiveabundance.co. That's .co, not .com. And sign in and get all kinds of free goodies. And let's get on with the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Max Show. And we have John Sears in the house. How you doing, John?
I'm doing really well, Chris. Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely. You know, we are so excited to have you on the show today because not only are you just a great, handsome guy, but you're probably one of the most successful and busiest realtors, excuse me, not even necessarily realtor, but a real estate guy here in the United States, certainly in North Carolina. And I want to get into your background a little bit, John. But first of all, you know, you've got so many companies and you're doing so many different things, and we're going to talk about a few of those companies today. But, you know, what is your overall mission, your overall plan, and how can you sort of distill that down for our listeners here in terms of like what your passion is?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad you asked that question. I heard it once said, I can't remember who said this, but they said that it was a toilet paper manufacturer, and someone asked them, you know, what's your passion in life? You know, what do you do this for? And he said, it's obviously not making toilet paper, but it's for something greater. And so for me, although I love real estate and I love the real estate industry, my passions are certainly beyond that. And you know, my family is very important to me. In fact, before I actually got into real estate and into business specifically, my wife and I thought we were going to be foreign missionaries. We're both born-again believers. We love the Lord Jesus Christ with all our heart, and that's just who we are. That's in our DNA, and we have several ministries that we are a part of. And so our ultimate goal and passion is to really be able to give value and bring life to people basically all around the world. So this is why I'm in business, to be honest with you. Of course, I want to put bread and food on the table for my kiddos and be able to send them to a good school eventually. But ultimately, that's where our passions lie.
I love it. You know, that's so key because that's one of the things that I talk to people about when I go out and speak, and when I coach realtors. One of the things I talk about is, you know, if you're doing it, whatever it is, if you're doing it out of love and inspiration, you know, everything else follows. And it sounds like you are certainly there, man, in spades.
Well, thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
Now you have got, I look at all the companies that you have, all the websites that you have, and I want to concentrate on a couple. You have the most one near and dear to my heart, which I love your episodes. Everybody should go to resuccesstv.com. I love that show. You actually put on an REO show, if I'm correct, with Josh and Chris, two other partners. Tell us a little bit about that show, and Press Pro is the other company.
That's right. Well, it's funny. RE Success TV started off as REO Success TV. And the reason why we changed to RE Success TV is we found ourselves doing so much more than just REO. We found ourselves doing so much more development content and whatnot. It's a web-based television show. It's similar to what you have here with an interview, you know, with me. We would get you know, industry leaders together and get them face-to-face on a GoToMeeting or a Skype call, record it, and really pull the nuggets out of them to give to our viewers. We also did a lot of short films or short skits that we just tried bringing humor into our viewers' lives.
I mean, they're hysterical. They're hysterical.
Well, thanks. Yeah, in fact, one of my characters is a back office broker from the woods, Chris.
Show us this.
Broker. I put the tooth in like this, and I talk like this. So, you know, we like to have fun, Chris. And you know, what's life? What's work? You know, what's anything worth it unless you're able to have fun and have joy in everything we do? So
absolutely.
PresPro actually is a nationwide repair company, capital repair company. Most of our clients, not all of them, are found right in the real estate industry, such as banks, capital groups, private equity firms, as well as hundreds and hundreds of REO listing brokers around the country. It's a national company, and we have thousands and thousands of certified contractors within our network, and we provide bids as well as repair services for specifically mainly REO properties across the nation. We also get into preservation a little bit as well. But good to go. I wanted to put that in there to go back to REO.
Yeah, I want to go back there too.
We're having a difficult time finding out how to market PresPro. Like, man, there's a million capital repair companies. There's a ton of preservation companies out there. How can we be different than them? How can we get our message out to our potential customers? And so Chris Evans, who's our partner in REO Success TV, he came up with the idea of this web-based television show. He said, hey, there's no better way to market than to bring value to your potential viewers and hopefully things just go viral, so to say, and spread.
Right. And
so PresPro decided to throw a big chunk of change over and start this web-based television show and informational site. And it was sponsored by PresPro, and that's how we basically created it. And shortly after that, Josh, Chris, and I both found out how much goofballs we were as we started getting in and finding out how much fun we had with our skits and whatnot.
I love it. I love it. So PresPro, that's P-R-E-S Pro.com, is a company where, and we have a lot of realtors listening right now. So that any realtor could go on to PresPro.com and get or obtain contractors for their listings. Is that correct?
Yeah. How it would work is if you have specifically if you're an REO broker, even if you're a regular listing broker, and you have a client and they need repairs to their home. Maybe you're preparing a house for the market, or maybe you're trying to get closing repairs done in a timely manner. Right. You literally can go to PresPro.com and you could submit a bid. You can actually request up to 2 and even 3 bids if you'd like to get comparable bids for your clients so that you can ensure you're getting the best price. And I have an amazing staff here who tracks and keeps all of these repairs and these bids on time and on target for our customers, these brokers and banks out there that are ordering our services. And so the cool thing is the broker always can pick up the phone and get someone on the line. You always have the accountability with the vendor. And the bottom line is we're already getting all the W-9 information. We're already getting all the license and liability and all that fun stuff from these contractors, so the brokers don't have to. And they're literally hiring us to manage and oversee the repair process. And many people will ask me, well, man, that seems like it's going to be more expensive because I'm adding a middleman. Well, in fact, it's not more expensive. Many times we're less expensive than if you just go out and hire your normal Joe contractor, because we have accountability. We know what things should cost. We know, how much, we have targets for paint prices that we want our contractors to come in at. So, in fact, it brings a lot of value. A large outsourcer, we call them an outsourcer, but an asset management company, actually is our client, and they were working with us, and they put us up to Home Depot's prices, their contractor network, as well as all of their listing brokers contractors, and we beat them, I think, 80% of the time in prices. And our timelines were, I think, about 24 to 48 hours sooner on the bid process than the rest. So
that's
it's a great value for anyone interested.
Well, with PresPro.com, now I just want to make it really clear for all our viewers, PresPro.com can be used by any realtor. So you are working with local contractors then around the country?
Local contractors right in your backyard, absolutely.
Got it. And, as a real estate, I work with a lot of banks myself. In my real estate practice, I know that this is the Achilles heel for a lot of real estate REO listing agents, and that is trying to get contractors out there on a timely basis. So sounds like a great service. So everybody should definitely check that out. I want to go back, though, to RESuccessTV.com because I think that is the funniest show. How often do you put that show out?
Well, we were doing it 3 times a month throughout all of 2012. At the end of 2012, we started going down a little bit of a different path, and we started focusing more on blogs, as well as these things called web summits, where they're basically, and maybe you might ask me some questions later. We started going on on that path. And so currently the goal is just to launch one new episode every month. So we're on a monthly basis right now.
Got it. Got it. Now, of the three guys, you, Chris, and Josh, who's the funniest?
Oh, me, for sure. Come on. You saw those teeth.
I saw your episode, the one where you were actually in Augusta at the Masters.
That's right.
That was very cool.
No, we're all funny in our own rights. Chris is more of a dry humor. I'm slapstick. Like, my wife just doesn't get it. My wife's from Mexico, and she just doesn't get, typical slapstick American humor. And Josh can be pretty goofy too.
I love it. It's a lot of fun. Really great watching. So everybody, definitely get yourself to REO Success TV. Talk to us a little bit about the REO Web Summit. I understand you're having is there another one coming up very soon?
Yeah, we had our first one in last September, and we're going to be launching another REO Web Summit in September again. And we do other summits, like we did a Get Listings Summit. I know it's a funny name, Get Listings, but that's trying to get right to the point. We want listings. If you want listings, come and watch this. Come and join us in the summit. But basically, it's a web-based conference, and the reality is I'm Josh, Chris, and I, we travel all over the country every year to every event, and sometimes we're speaking at them, sometimes we're just connecting with our clients from Pressborough or in some of our real estate firms as well. But we found that you spend a lot of money, and the content wasn't very good. Now, obviously, if you visited any of these conferences, you know that you don't really go for the content.
Right.
You go for the networking, you go for the connections, you go to get out of your day-to-day and get into somewhere.
Connections are key.
Business building.
Yep.
Yeah. Business building mindset. And but still the content is important. I mean, we all still need some education. It's always good to have an outlet to hear new ideas and business development, marketing, social media. What are these things? How do I apply them to my business? And so we set out to say, listen, let's bring some of this content to the real estate industry. And instead of having a live event, which we might do in the future, we decided that we were going to start with a web-based event. And so we had a 3-day event back in September. I think we're going to do the same thing this coming September. And it was, 24 different sessions. I mean, we had, big-time guys from Bank of America and Chase and all of the REO asset management companies. We pulled in, guys that are, big-time social media experts and gurus. So we're bringing all these guys in, and then Josh, Chris, and I would help, kind of steer the conversation, much like you do on your shows, to really pull out the content to make real estate agents successful in their everyday life and what they do. So that's what these summits are about. They're about giving you practical content that you can apply, in your everyday business. And so we've got amazing feedback. Our first event, we started it in 45 days is when we from the concept to seeing it through, and we had over 440 attendees join us on the web for 3 days. It was amazing.
That is cool. So now, when is the next event? I believe it's next fall. Is that correct?
This coming fall. The official date hasn't been released yet, but it will be if you go to REO Success TV and you hop on our mailing list. We don't bombard you. We don't email you every day.
Right.
We only email you and alert you when there's a show or if we have a special announcement. So if you go there and sign up, put your email in there, and we'll let you know when the next summit will be.
Perfect. Okay, and we definitely, for all our viewers, we're going to have all of your links and all your information in the show notes, so people can definitely get in touch with the REO Web Summit there, and as well get in touch with you. Another question for you, and sort of switch gears here a little bit, John. You are the real estate entrepreneur extraordinaire. So answer this for me. We all, as entrepreneurs, especially in the real estate field, but all of us, have ups and downs. We have failures. We have challenges. What is sort of like one of the biggest challenges that you've had in terms of you starting your real estate business, and how did you overcome it?
Well, let me take that question in light of the 15 real estate offices that we have open, because I feel like if you said a lot of your viewers are in the real estate realm, they're agents. One of my biggest challenges was specifically for that aspect of that business was time management. I'll just be honest, it's just time management. How do you do all that you have to do in the little time that you have, especially if you have a family. I have 4 kids. I have 4 kids, 7, 5, 3, and 1. And a beautiful wife that I want to spend time with. I mean, how do you do all this and still be a good father and a good husband and a good friend? And so that was the biggest challenge that I would say I had, was just making sure that you're always going to rob someone, Chris. You're going to rob someone or something. You can't have it all. And so if you're going to spend time on business, you're going to rob from your family. If you're going to spend time with your family, you're going to rob from your business. So I had to really be intentional about what was really vital to both my business and my family, and make sure that I was spending the right time in the right places. And so for business, what that meant was I had to hire. And my personality is I can always do it better than the next guy. So
like every other entrepreneur. Yep.
That's right. I want to do it. I want to make sure it gets done right. And so in the beginning, when I first started off, that was the biggest thing that I had to let go of. And now I have a wonderful staff. I mean, we've incorporated virtual assistants. I mean, that's been amazing. If you don't use virtual assistants in this day and age, then you're missing out on a wonderful opportunity.
Yep,
I mean, they do so much for me every day. In fact, just before I hopped on here, I emailed over a task list of 5 things for them to do while I'm talking on this. 5 years ago, I would have done that. Because I'd be like, no, I have to do it. But I'd say the biggest challenge I had was time management. So if that's you and you're having time management issues out there, take a step back. Get out of that whirlwind of business life and step back and look at what you can delegate, and then find the right people to delegate it to.
Cool. I mean, I love that answer, because I think time management is so key. And there are some times too where you try to do everything yourself. And I've known this in my own business as well. You try to do everything yourself and you're exhausted, you don't get as much done, and then you just are so depressed at the end of the day because it's like, oh my God, I should have done this, I should have done that. But great segue into another company that I just found out that you're starting is Virtual Assistants. And you have international outsourcing virtual assistant company internationally that you're going to tell us about. And we'll put the link into the show notes and all that good stuff. But what do you have your virtual assistant do as a realtor? I'm sitting here, maybe I'm a new realtor, maybe I've been in business 3 to 5 years. I'm a realtor. What could I have a VA do for me? Somebody that's sitting in the Philippines, for instance.
Well, they do a lot of stuff for us with social media. So we just kind of give them a game plan, do this, and find different links, put it up there. And that's something very simple you could do. Most virtual employees, if you just give them a little bit of direction, they'll be able to really handle that well. But for my VEs, I mean, we do have a company. Let me back up and say this. We started a company in the Philippines about 2.5 years ago. In fact, one of your earlier guests, Jason Benham, is one of my partners in that. And it's not just a virtual employee company. It does everything from call center services to any type of data entry and business process outsourcing. But we started a company called Virtual REO. And Virtual REO is specifically trains virtual assistants for REO listing agents. And what we have them do in our offices is we have them do our billing submission. So they actually process all of our utility bills, all of our lawn cuts. They do all of that stuff, and they actually process it, and then they submit to the bank for us. And so I was involved in developing that process. And
I have to interrupt you, John, because right now, do you know how I hate submitting bills to the bank? That's great. Go on, please.
No, I mean, you and everyone else. I mean, I talk to brokers all over the country, and some of them have such huge volume, they lose so much money because they don't have a good process.
Right.
I mean, hundreds and hundreds of brokers are losing tens of thousands of dollars every year. In fact, that was one of the reasons why I hopped in to create it, because I saw that I lost $38,000 one year in my expense books just on the reimbursement stuff.
Wow. Because
of just a poor process and not being able to really have my hands in it.
Right.
And so I said, forget that. So that's why we created that bill processing and submission product. It's amazing. But at Virtual REO also, they actually pull all the data for us. They pull tax records. You can get a unlicensed assistant login for your MLS. Most MLSs let you do that. And they can put all of your listings in, and then I send it to my portfolio manager, and she reviews it and submits it. Same thing with our BPOs. I mean, we started off saying, no, we can't have them even touch our BPOs. Right. And we just tried having them pull the data. And and they didn't. After a while, you can train your virtual employee, and they can do it. They can do it also. Now, we don't let them submit them. I mean, we submit them. I have my staff here, my licensed staff, submit these BPOs. They review them, they look them over, and they submit them. They change them all the time, especially the wordage, the verbiage in it.
Right.
But they do all sorts of stuff like that. In fact, some people have them turning on and off their utilities.
Wow.
It's amazing what you can do with technology. There's really nothing. I'll just say this. Our virtual employees can do anything that your office staff can do except for drive to a property.
Right. I love it. I love it. Take advantage of this, everyone. I've used virtual assistants myself. I love it. I absolutely love them. They're absolutely great. So we'll definitely put a link to that in the show notes as well. John, when I look at your bio, when I look at the companies that you've started, I mean, I'm looking at this list of all the companies and all the websites you have, and just talking to you right now, I'm absolutely blown away how productive you are, how inspirational you are, and motivating you are. I mean, I feel like I should go start another company after talking to you. But listen, I love sort of ending these shows by talking a little bit about what kind of wisdom you can impart. You've got a brand new realtor, a brand new entrepreneur sitting right in front of you right now, and they are asking you for one piece of advice. What's the best piece of advice that you could give to a new entrepreneur, new realtor, or a realtor that really wants to jumpstart their business?
Well, let me first say this. You're only as good as the people that you surround yourself with. And so for me specifically, I thank you for all the accolades, but I have an amazing partner in Josh Collins, who with Pres Pro, as well as our real estate offices, together we've been able to build something where we can step back and be proud of, and not because of how amazing and awesome we were faithful with the responsibilities that were given to us, but ultimately we really give all the credit to the Lord, to our God. I mean, Jesus Christ, who really, I believe, sent the rain and blessed the work of our hands. And so to young entrepreneurs out there, I would say this, and I always say this, to every person who wants to start a business or has an idea. Because listen, we have a ton of idea generators out there. Do you know this, that I have an Indian friend, and he's actually a business partner in one of our ventures. He said to me, the difference between Indians and Americans is this: Americans create, and Indians actually process. They do the work on what's been created. So we in America, I mean, I don't know what it is, the blessing of God, whatever it might be, but we were blessed with creativity and ingenuity. So it doesn't matter who you are, you have ideas. But what separates from the idea generators and the entrepreneurs is simply this: implementation.
Yes.
It's taking that idea and starting to move forward with it. I can't tell you how many ideas I've heard that have never even took 1 inch towards being implemented. And that's what I would encourage you. If you are an entrepreneur, you want to be an entrepreneur, you're a real estate agent, you're self-employed, I would say this: don't be scared to take a few steps on whatever idea you have, whatever new business you're trying to create, or whatever new aspect of business you're trying to add to your current business. You have to be willing to lose money, spend time, and walk forward. Take the first 2 or 3 steps into it and reevaluate. Reevaluate. Hey, is this worth it? Is there still an opportunity? Is there still a potential to make money in this, or did I just miss it? Do I have to go back to the drawing board and take my idea back to the table? But as an entrepreneur, you can never be scared to fail. And I'm sure I'm not the first person who's ever said this. And I'm not typically a guy who goes to conferences to really glean from motivational speakers or read books for business development. Specifically, I go to the Word of God, and I try to get that in my heart, and whatever else comes out is just from life application and experience. But I would say that if I were to be able to give and impart anything to entrepreneurs out there, that would be it. Don't be scared to fail. Go after it. Go get it.
I love it, John. That is so sage, because I'll tell you, there are so many people that I've talked to, and I've actually coached entrepreneurs where they have amazing ideas and they work on websites for months and months and months, but they don't pull the trigger and start. And that's the whole thing that you really have to do. I love that word. Get yourself out there, get your happy butt implementing, because that is really what's going to bring you whatever it is that you're looking for. How's the saying go? It's like ready, aim, shoot, or ready, shoot, aim. Just do it. Do it and start working. I appreciate it so much, John. I appreciate your time. Hey, real fast, how's your golf game?
Well, my golf game's horrible. Come on, man. I don't know. I just told you I had 4 kids, 7, 5, 3, and 1. Do you think my wife lets me take 5 hours out of my weekend to go golfing?
And I'm
I tell you, my business partner surely won't let me take 5 hours out of our work day.
I love it. On top of having like 15 companies. So
Yeah.
I love it. John, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm honored that you took the time. We've learned so much. God bless you, man.
Great. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for having me on. Bless you as well.
All right. Take care, man. Hey, everybody. Hey, was John brilliant or what? I had a blast interviewing him. John is just an inspiration to me. And I've told him that even off camera a million times, because when you look at his CV, when you look at all the companies that he's started and look at how he is in service, helping other realtors really jumpstart and manage their business, it just blows my mind. All the stuff that he has to do with all these businesses on top of 4 children running around chasing those children. Oh my God, I don't know how he does it. So his time management comment I thought was priceless. So presspro.com, definitely check that out for all your realtor contractor needs. Definitely, I'll have that in the show notes. Go to REO Success TV. I want you to check that out. They're absolutely hysterical. And definitely check out John. Give us some love down below. Let me know what you think about Mr. John Sears. Let us know what you think about the show. And thanks so much for joining us. Before I go, don't forget, shameless plug, make sure that you get on to massiveabundance.co. Sign in for all kinds of free goodies. Again, my name is Chris Stafford, and may massive abundance be yours. Thanks so much.